My name is Jannette Smith. I live at 159 Willie Gross Road, Glasgow, Kentucky. Back in 2009, we've had a lot of problems with our neighbors, calling different people, health department, letters on our dogs. There's about 6 or 7 people coming and harassing us at our own house. We've owned this property for about 24 years. We work, we paid for it, we pay our taxes like anybody else. Back in 2009, right over here at the porch, we had 2 mobile homes we was putting together back on me. And we put them together to make double wide out of it. We had about $8,000 in the trailer in the back where we put new central air and stuff in it. They passed this law uptown, they said, that certain years of mobile homes had to go. So they come out and they condemned our trailers. We couldn't sell them. We had to tear them down to the ground. I didn't think anybody could ever come out and condemn your home, but back in 2009 they did because of our neighbors. And if it hadn't been for my husband saving money, we had to take everything we had in savings to buy a new mobile home. Now they're starting it back again. This has been going on for 3 years. We've had a guy from Bowling Green coming and saying that they've got a complaint that we was pouring oil and antifreeze all over our grounds. That's a lie. I've had him to send me a letter showing that the complaints that they accused us of, that it wasn't here. Then they talk about our animals. They call them animals. They're my babies. I have 5 dogs here. I have my yard fenced in where they're not bothering any of the neighbors. But they have some cats over there that they don't have them fixed. They come over here, they have kittens on us, and then we have to worry about taking them to the health department. I mean, up there to animal shelter and get rid of them. They have a board over there off there. They say they have a they couldn't sit out on the patio because of the feces of the smell. But they don't stop and think. They don't even own a patio on the back of their house. They have a little porch where they have their cats, where they've got a board pushed out where the cats can get up under the porch. I guess that's what they're smelling, but then they want to blame it on us. We ought to be able to go to work and come home and live at our own residence without being harassed. This has been going on for 3 years. I've tried to get the news people back in 2009 to come and show it on the air, what the neighbors was doing. They wouldn't do it. I tried to get it in the newspaper. They wouldn't do it either. Now it's starting all back up over. I want to show you a thing. My husband does save aluminum cans and junk yard. A lot of people do that to make extra money when you don't make very much money. Then I called last week and tried to ask them. We wanted to build a garage on our land. We've already had a building here. I called 2 weeks ago. They said no, we didn't have to have a permit. Well, the neighbors has called. Now we have to have a surveyor to come out. Then we have to get, if we can put a roof on it, but if we box it in, we got to have a permit. All it is just a money thing. So we thought, well, we'll fence in the whole yard, 8 foot tall, where they can't even look over here and bother us to see if that would stop the problem. Well, no, that didn't suit them either. Now they tell me that I can't build an 8 foot fence. It can only go 6 feet. It's over here on my property. I ought to be able to put what I want on my own property. And if it's going to stop the neighbors from making all these complaints, and that's the reason why I was putting up the fence, is where they can't look over here and harass us all the time. To me, that's harassment. When this has been going on for 3 years, I don't think anybody should have had to live in that. You know, there ought to be a stopping point. I've talked to all kinds of lawyers here. I think they're all in together. They say there's nothing I can do, but to me, that's harassment. When I'm not bothering them, we've not called anybody on them. All we want is to be left alone. So the news back in 2009 wouldn't take this story, so I thought, well, they're starting to back up. I'll just put it on the internet. Everybody's on the internet. You know, it's not right. Anybody that works and tries and pays for their own property, they ought to have what they want on it. Now, I got a tape where the guy went up there, the neighbor had went up there and told a bunch of lies of different things on us. And now there's the guy up there that's over the building permit thing. He's trying to set the law that if anybody has like an acre or two land and they want to buy a mobile home and put on it and rent it out, that they can't do that. It said all mobile homes has to go to a mobile home lot. Anybody, if they buy their own land, they ought to be able to do what they want. This is my land. We've owned it for 24 years. We was here before they was. If they didn't like our yard when she first bought that place, she shouldn't have never bought there. Now she's divorced and married to another guy, and he's the one that's stirring up all this. But I don't think that they should come out and condemn people's homes when that's the only thing they've got to live in. If it hadn't been from us having a little money saved back in the savings, we would have been sit out on the street and been homeless. But they think they're going to run me off my property, but it's not going to happen. This is my home. I'm fighting for it. Thank you. Goodbye.